This ABC 15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. Straight up.
Hello, I'm Faye Fredericks with your top stories from ABC15 Arizona. We're learning more about a crash that took the life of a pregnant woman and her unborn child. This happened in Chandler. Police telling us Beatrice Gonzalez was sitting in the back seat of a car when 33-year-old Roland Enos allegedly rear-ended it at an intersection at Arizona Avenue in Ocotillo, pinning Gonzalez and killing her. Enos was found to have a blood alcohol content of 0.245, which is more than 3 times the legal limit. Police say that's taken into consideration before charges are filed.
Once it's considered a certain BAC level and the blood alcohol level, it goes into felony charges.
Spokesperson for Mothers Against Drunk Driving tells us an average man would have to consume 11 drinks in a very short amount of time to reach that level. Enos is still in jail and facing 5 felony counts. He'll be back in court next week. If a picture is worth 1,000 words, one taken at the Arizona border is reverberating across the country. It's a picture of a small boy from Guatemala hugging Arizona Department of Public Safety Director Colonel Heston Silbert. Child had just crossed into Arizona during Governor Ducey's tour of the border. The Keno Border Initiative and the Florence Project, 2 Arizona-based organizations that assist migrants trying to enter the U.S., say the Biden policy mirrors the Trump-era program and its promises to provide shelter, access to legal counsel, and transportation are hollow.
It is not possible to make this program humane. It was designed to be inhumane. It was designed to deny people access to asylum and to basically leave vulnerable people fleeing persecution outside of the U.S.
Governor Ducey wants Arizona's congressional delegation to begin insisting the Biden administration do more along the border. And if that means not voting on key issues, so be it. Answers to long sought after questions surrounding mysterious childhood disorders now being solved by a special team at Arizona lab TGen. We're hearing from one family whose little girl Emma began showing signs of a developmental disorder around 6 months after she was born, causing her to suffer from mental and physical challenges. They saw doctor after doctor, but not one could put a finger on what was causing her condition. That's when they turned to genetic sequencing at TGen's Center for Rare Childhood Disorders.
They want to know what's the future for their child. They won't say this. They don't come out there and verbalize this to me, but they want to know, will their child live, a full life? And these kind of questions are very difficult to answer if you don't know what the problem is.
A mental health crisis with unprecedented challenges. Those words from the U.S. Surgeon General's new advisory describing the mental health of America's youth.
Kids are suffering, and how are we best able to respond to some of their needs?
Dr. Warning is a child psychologist. He says the numbers tell the story. In early 2021, emergency visits for suspected suicide attempts rose 51% for girls and 4% for boys compared to 2019. The pandemic escalating an existing struggle. The CDC reports from 2009 to 2019, 1 in 4 children showed signs of depression, 1 in 5 experienced anxiety, and 1 in 3 says they felt hopeless. In his advisory, the Surgeon General says it would be a tragedy if we beat back on public health issues only to allow another to grow in its place. Experts like Dr. Ang agree.
I think it's time that we take the blame game out of the situation and just own the fact that, COVID-19 does not discriminate, neither does mental health.
Arizona's Teen Lifeline is just one of the resources available. Teens can call or text the number on your screen to get connected with counselors and peer support groups.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Amber Sullins. Tracking your forecast of the big changes coming in the next 24 hours. Low pressure moving in from the west. This is that storm system we've been talking about for days now, bringing rain and snow across Arizona. It's going to move through Thursday night into early Friday morning before it clears on out to the east, leaving us with a mostly sunny and dry forecast over the weekend. But in the meantime, here's what we expect. And these numbers have changed a little bit. So the rainfall forecast now anywhere from a trace to 1,500ths of an inch here in the valley. The snowfall forecast, 1 to 4 inches, now above 6,500 feet in elevation. So that snow level a little bit higher. This still includes Flagstaff and areas along the rim. And then gusty winds, valley wind gust on Thursday evening at 25 miles per hour, gusts to 40 up north. And the temperature drop takes us into the 60s as we wrap up the week. Another storm system next week is going to bring that rain and snow chance right back on Tuesday and Wednesday.
This ABC 15 Flash Briefing is sponsored by Sanderson Ford. Straight up.